The phases of the moon are a fascinating cycle that has captivated humans for millennia. As the moon orbits the Earth, we see it go through a series of changes, from a thin crescent to a full circle, and then back again. This cycle not only adds beauty to the night sky but also plays a significant role in various cultural, religious, and scientific contexts. 1. New moon. The lunar cycle begins with the new moon. During this phase, the moon is positioned between the Earth and the Sun, with its dark side facing us. As a result, the moon is not visible from Earth. The new moon is often associated with new beginnings and is a time when many cultures mark the start of a new month. Have you ever noticed how the night sky appears darker during this phase? 2. Waxing crescent. As the moon moves slightly in its orbit, a small sliver of light becomes visible on the right side, forming the waxing crescent. The word waxing means growing, indicating that the illuminated part of the moon is increasing. This phase is symbolic of growth and potential, often seen as a time to set intentions or start new projects. How do you feel during the early stages of a new endeavor, much like the moon's first light? 3. First quarter. Roughly a week after the new moon, we reach the first quarter phase. At this point, half of the moon's surface is illuminated, making it appear as a half moon in the sky. The first quarter represents a time of decision-making and action. The visible half of the moon reminds us that progress is being made, even if we're only halfway there. What decisions have you made recently that have put you on a path toward your goals? 4. Waxing gibbous. Following the first quarter, the moon continues to wax, growing into the waxing gibbous phase. During this stage, more than half of the moon is illuminated, but it's not yet full. The waxing gibbous phase is a time of refinement and preparation as we approach the fullness of the cycle. How do you prepare for the completion of your projects or goals? 5. Full moon. The full moon is one of the most recognizable and celebrated phases. At this point, the entire face of the moon is illuminated, creating a bright, round disk in the sky. The full moon is often associated with culmination, clarity, and heightened emotions. Many cultures hold festivals, ceremonies, and rituals during this phase, celebrating its brilliance. How do you feel when you see a full moon lighting up the night sky? 6. Waning gibbous. After reaching fullness, the moon begins to wane, meaning the illuminated portion decreases. The waning gibbous phase follows the full moon, where the light starts to shrink on the right side. This phase represents gratitude and reflection, a time to appreciate what has been accomplished and to consider what can be let go as the cycle moves toward its end. What do you reflect on after achieving a major milestone? 7. Last quarter. Also known as the third quarter, this phase mirrors the first quarter, but the opposite half of the moon is now illuminated. The last quarter is a time of release, when we begin to wind down and prepare for the end of the lunar cycle. It's a period for letting go of what no longer serves us and making way for new beginnings. What are you willing to release as you prepare for a fresh start? 8. Waning crescent. The final phase in the lunar cycle is the waning crescent. During this time, only a small crescent of light remains visible on the left side of the moon. This phase is associated with rest, renewal, and introspection. As the light fades, it's a reminder to slow down, recharge, and prepare for the next new moon, when the cycle begins anew. How do you take care of yourself during times of transition and renewal? Understanding the phases of the moon not only enhances our appreciation of the natural world, but also offers a powerful metaphor for the cycles of life. Just as the moon waxes and wanes, so too do our experiences, emotions, and opportunities. If you enjoyed learning about the phases of the moon, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss out on more fascinating content.